All right, here we go. My name's Jeff Kay, and you're listening to episode 466 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. I'm maxed out, boys and girls, maxed out. I got all kinds of stuff going on at work, and I got a quick turnaround. We're going to West Virginia. We were supposed to go on Sunday. This is Friday as I record this, Friday morning. We were supposed to go on Sunday, which would give you Saturday, a complete day of getting prepared. Well, something happened. Some things changed, and now we're leaving on Saturday morning. And it's an 8-hour drive down there. It sucks. It's 8 hours of driving time. So that doesn't count stopping, to go to the bathroom, get gas, whatever you have to do. Maybe grab something to eat real quick. So it's an all day. People are like, doesn't West Virginia, touch? I mean, it's like right beside us, isn't it? I said, yeah, but we're all the way up in the northeast corner of Pennsylvania, big ass state, and they're all the way down on the southern west side of the state. So it's like it's 8 hours of driving. So anyway, the problem is I've been maxed out at work, working massive hours, getting home late, getting up early, and there's no time to do anything. There's no time to get ready, do laundry, pack. It's too much. I need that day of buffer. Then when the day of buffer was removed, everything went into chaos, right? So earlier this week, I was driving to work, and the thing comes on my dashboard, and it says oil change needed, 15% oil life remaining. And it's really obnoxious. It takes over my entire dashboard. I'm like, we're gonna be driving all these miles. So now I gotta put I can't be. I would be worried about that the whole time. Although it's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, but. I don't want to drive all the way down there and drive all the way back, and it's all those hours with that shit on my dash. You got to change your oil. It's going to blow up. The whole thing's going to blow up. So now I got to fit an oil change in here somewhere. So yesterday morning, I was at work till 1 a.m. the night before. I was at work at 1 a.m. And then I had to get up early yesterday and went over to this place to get an oil change. The place is pandemonium. It's one of these places you can just drive up. You can't make an appointment. It's first come, first serve. So I went over there. They're pretty good, but they're expensive, and I don't know. They changed ownership recently, and now they do a lot of that suggestive selling. I didn't like that. I like the old owners. They weren't like that. But these new guys, I remember the last time I was there, they were trying to scare me into stuff. So I went in there prepared. I was prepared to say, no, it's not going to happen. So, but anyway, I went over there. The place was pandemonium. I said, how long of a wait? And the guy goes, you're going to have to ask Joe over there. I said, why don't you ask him? I'm in my car. I'm in my car. I don't know who Joe is. I'm already pissed. He goes, you're going to have to ask Joe. I'm like, what the hell? I'm in my car. I don't know who Joe is. Joe is apparently inside the building somewhere. I said, can you ask him? I need to know, because I got to go to work. And he goes, okay, God. I don't know. I'm already irritated. That's just common courtesy. I don't know this guy. And just to answer my question, if you don't know the answer, go get the answer. That's what I do, right? If somebody at work asks me something, I don't know, but I'll find out. That's what you do. That's how you handle. That's how you navigate this world. I don't know, but I'll find out. Anyway, so he comes back. He goes, hour and a half. I said, all right, I guess I'll do it. So he gets in my car, puts all those paper and the floorboards and all that stuff, puts on a big show. He goes, it's through those doors. I said, yeah, I've been here. Okay, I got you. So I went in there and told the guy I want an oil change. He goes, okay, we'll get you in about 30 minutes, and then however how long it takes to do the service. I said, okay. So they have this fancy-ass waiting room in there. You get the free coffee. You get the free sodas. They got baskets with snacks in them, They got, it looks like the lobby of a hotel. It's got this big giant TV in there with nicely upholstered chairs and stuff. It's like real fancy. And it's got a wall of glass that you can look out and into the garage and see them doing all the work out there. So I went out there and got all settled in, and whatever. It took about 90 minutes, just like the guy said. He was nice. I mean, he wasn't an asshole, but he comes out with this iPad or whatever, some kind of tablet. Finally, at the end, I see my car through the wall of glass. It's all hoisted up. They're all working on it. It's like a team of people over there working on it. He comes back in there. He goes, all right, there's some things I need to talk to you about. So he commences to trying to scare. Oh my God, it irritates me. I don't know. I hope I don't get. I hope I don't get stranded on my. He goes, your battery. We recommend that it be replaced. I said, replaced. What's wrong with it? He goes, well, it's cranking. It's supposed to crank 12 amps. Your amperature, he starts saying all this stuff. I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I generally know what he means, but he was like, it's supposed to crank 12. It's cranking 8. I said, 8's good. I said, I'm comfortable with 8. I don't know. So he goes, I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said, I just need an oil change. I said, that's all. Let's come in here for an oil change. He goes, okay, well, we how about if we should at least clean your battery? They tried to sell me that shit last time. A battery cleanup kit. I said, how much is that? $35. I said, no. I said, he's going to spray Windex on that thing and wipe it off or something. He goes, well, it's not Windex. I said, whatever. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So then he tries to sell me. He goes, here's a picture of your. I don't know. There's two filters, right? One of them's an air filter. I don't know. I don't know what they are. 2 filters somewhere in that car. I don't know anything about it. He goes, they're getting a little dirty. We recommend that they be replaced. I said, how much are they? I said, how much each? He goes, about $85 each. I said, for a filter? I said, absolutely not. You could pack that too. I said, I just want an oil change. Can you guys just give me an oil change? God, I don't know. They didn't just do that shit to me. That irritates me. I mean, I know it's part of the business. If you go to those drive up, this isn't one of those like Jiffy Lube type places. This is like a garage, right? But if you go to those Jiffy Lube places, man, no, you'll be sitting there for a half hour. They'll be trying to sell you extra stuff. But anyway, I said, just give me an oil change, and I'll take care of this other stuff. So anyway, they gave me the oil change, an oil change. All I got was an oil change. But somehow they just defaulted to the works. I don't know what the hell. I didn't ask for the work. I didn't know there was different levels. It was $125. I'm like, I'm never coming here again. I'm getting irritated. $125 for an oil change? I'm like, I got no sleep. I'm tired. I'm sitting in this place for 90 minutes. The view is on. It's cranked. It's like it's that Cheap Trick volume. It's like people just clapping all the time. People cheering like they're at a sporting event. And every time something Whoopi Goldberg says or one of those other screeching hags, people are like cheering and shouting. It's like so loud. Oh God, it sucked. I mean, this is so then. What else I have to do? Oh, I didn't have to do this, but I went to the car wash afterwards because when I travel in my car, I want everything to be clean. I went to the car wash, I went through the Tunnel of Love, which is my favorite car wash, and I got the cheapest wash because I'm going to be on the interstate. I don't need to be paying a bunch of money. I don't need to get the $17 wash and then hit 81 for 8 hours or whatever highway I'm going to be on. And but the best part is you get to go around the corner when you're done and use all that equipment, including, that's right, the compressed air. It's my favorite. You hit that shit, stuff's flying up, shredded lettuce comes flying in from in between the seats and stuff. You get everything cleaned up, just blast everything out of there, and then vacuum it up. You take a rag, like a wet rag, and just wipe just dust everything, get all the dust out of there, and vacuum the floors, the seats. Oh, it's fantastic. Feels so good when I leave there. It makes me feel good. It's almost the same as when I get a haircut, I just feel, I don't know, got a little extra spring in my step. So that's yesterday. Today I had to get up early, do laundry, and do this podcast. And then I'll go to work, spend the hours there, and then I'll just come straight home, pack, and we'll get up at the ass crack of dawn and leave. Oh my God, just running wide open. It's too much. This is too close to Washington, D.C. trip. I don't know how this got planned, but it's not, it feels way too rushed. I feel like it's too close. There's not I'm behind. I'm back to work. I had 1,800 emails, and it took me basically an entire week to get caught up on those. And now I'm going to be out again. I got shit going on, and it doesn't feel like the timing's it's too quick. You know what I mean? But whatever. It's already in the works. There's nothing I can do about it. We're going to go down there, see my parents. My son's going to be there. The younger boy's going to be there for a couple days at the same time. Tony's going with me. This is the first time she's been down there for a long time. And, we'll do the family stuff. We'll visit with my parents. Tony and I are going to go off by ourselves one day and do some, be off doing our own thing. So, yeah, it could be. I hope it's fun. I think it'll be fun. It'll be nice to get away, I guess. It's got too much going on. Maxed out. Totally maxed out. So this is my last big trip. This is the last trip on the books. Tony's going to North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't know. North, or is it South Carolina? She's going to go down there and see her sister in, I don't know, a few weeks. But I don't have anything. This is it for me. I have no other actual trips on the books for the rest of the year. Unless things could change though. But I do have some concerts. I have Nick Lowe coming up, right when I get back. Nick Lowe, love Nick Lowe. It's one of my favorites. I've seen him before. It was a long time ago, but I'm going to go see him. I'm going to go see Elvis Costello. I think in September. Louis C.K. We'll go see him here in Wilkes-Barre, or near us, Wilkes-Barre, and Viagra Boys, Philly. So I got all that stuff booked, and that's it. That's everything I have. I have no trips after this, and a few concerts, and that's it. And I got a whole bunch of PTO I need to use. I guess I've been there for almost 18 years. I got an enormous amount of paid time off, which is fantastic. Is there anything better than paid time off? Anyway, so today I thought I would just do some Am I the Assholes? I did this once before. I think it was on the Patreon side, where I just read random Am I the Asshole posts at Reddit. If you don't know what that is, it's people write in. It's a Reddit. It's a subreddit, and people write in some situation, and they ask, "Am I the asshole in this situation, or am I not the asshole?" So they're asking for judgment from the readers, right? They describe a situation, and the way the person who wrote it, the way they acted in this situation, and they say, "Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole, or is the other person the asshole?" You know what I'm saying, or something like that. So I did this once before. It's kind of fun, and I didn't read any of the comments. I didn't read any of the responses, and I try to just. And I haven't really given any thought either. I mean, I pasted some of the questions into a Word document, and I haven't. I mean, are you serious? Maxed out. Have I mentioned that? I don't have time to even. I'm just going to read these things and give you my instant reaction, and you can either agree with me or disagree with me or whatever. And I welcome you to call in. Give your counterpoint point of view, your counterpoint, contrarian point of view. So let's get started. I have a few. I just grabbed a few off there and put it in a Word document. I'll read them, and then I'll react afterwards. Okay. This first one's kind of long. I don't know. This one's a little bit too long, really, but I'll read it. It says, "I was invited to a D&D session with 4 other people at my friend Alex's house. When I got there, his wife answered the door and immediately asked me to take my shoes off because they have a strict no-shoes policy due to them having a crawling baby. I explained that I have a medical condition called epidermolysis bullosa simplex, which makes the skin on my feet extremely fragile. Even mild friction or pressure can cause painful blisters and tears, so I have to wear supportive shoes with cushioned orthopedic insoles at all times, even indoors. Walking barefoot or just in socks causes me pain and can lead to bleeding." She suggested I put grocery bags or socks over my shoes, but I told her that's unsafe for walking and honestly just insulting. She said she can't compromise her baby's health for my comfort. When Alex came to the door, he told me to just deal with it for a couple of hours, or I wasn't welcome inside. I told him I wasn't going to risk injuring myself over a D&D session, and if my shoes were that big of an issue, I'd respectfully leave. As I walked back to my car, I overheard his wife telling the other guests that were already there that the night was off because I'd made a huge scene at the door. Later, I got a group text from Alex saying he was canceling D&D night because it's not fair to expect everyone else to pretend nothing happened. What? Some mutual friends say I overreacted and could have just sucked it up, while others think Alex and his wife were ridiculous for ruining everyone else's plans just because I decided not to stay. So, am I the asshole? I think that everybody in this scenario is an overly dramatic nerd. That's my instant reaction to this. Like every single person that you described in this thing is just a performative nerd. Like I was with you, I guess. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like even mild friction, all this stuff about your feet. I don't know. I don't know anything about this epidermolysis bullosa. I don't know anything about that. Okay, I guess, whatever. But then when she said put some socks or something over your shoes, I'll get you some socks or something. She's like, that is unsafe for walking. I cannot believe that you're expecting me to make myself put myself at risk. Nerd, being difficult, putting on a big show. Nerd, and but the other side, who I don't know. I think I say yes, you are the asshole. But I'm not real thrilled about the people that were hosting this D&D session. Nerds. All right. I don't know. And it says that these people are like 38 and 34. I mean, it lists their age and stuff. Whatever. People can do whatever they want. But I'd say yes, you're the asshole. I was with you, I guess, sort of, until you started, I will not put myself at risk. I mean, that's dangerous. I could slip and fall. You just come in there and start all of you, nerds, performative, overly dramatic. There's a lot of that in this world. Overly dramatic. Nothing is a small little bump. Everything's a giant calamity. Everything's, just something that needs to be discussed. Like this person like here. At the end, the people, the hosting, the D&D, he called it off. He just canceled it, the entire event. Because it's not fair to expect everyone else to pretend nothing happened. Get off. Give me a break. Like nothing happened. Like it's some kind of 9/11. Give me everybody in this whole thing's an asshole. All right. Let's see. The next one I have here. I had an ex who one day came. I don't know what this is. Is this one of the questions? I don't know. I posted. Let's see what it says. I had an ex one day. God. I had an ex who one day came out of the toilet after shitting and asked if I wanted a sandwich for lunch. I was like, thanks, that would be great, babe. I don't like that. I don't like that babe stuff. But anyway, she proceeded to make sandwiches, and it took me a minute to clock on. What does that mean? It took me a minute to clock on because I wasn't really paying attention. But I realized she hadn't washed her hands before diving into the bread and preparing the food. When I asked about it, assuming she just forgot and it was an honest mistake, she was like, I don't touch my butthole when I wipe. I only touch the TP. I was like, nah, that ain't happening. I was ready to order us Uber Eats, but she started losing her mind about it. When I threw the bread into the bin, we broke up. And she said I was a germaphobe OCD for not wanting shit hands in my bread. Had me questioning how many times I'd missed it before. Incompatible for sure. Yeah, that's disgusting. I don't know. I feel like maybe you could have handled it a little bit better. I don't know, maybe not. No, you're not the asshole. What the hell's that? I don't touch my butthole. I don't want. It's like that. It's like Poppy on Seinfeld. Guy's in there taking a Duke. He comes out and just walks straight out of the bathroom, goes in there and starts kneading pizza dough. I don't know. No. No, if you go to the bathroom, you got to wash your hands, especially if you're preparing food. Give me a break. No, absolutely not. It's cut and dried. You are not the asshole. She's a nut. Yeah, I don't touch my butthole. I only touch the TP. I don't like that babe stuff, and I don't like that nah stuff. So that's a little has nothing to do with it. But I thought I'd throw that in there. So no, you're not the asshole. Okay. Here's the other one. I don't know what these. It says I was out with some. This is a new one. I was out with some girlfriends at a bar for a trivia night. We were sat at a bar table and we're having a girls' night, having a couple drinks, food, and a chat. Nothing too serious. We kept noticing this older bloke. Are these all British or like UK? Because this previous one where the woman had shit hands. It's like there's British stuff in there. It's like when I tossed it in the bin. That's not it's not the way Americans. But anyway, we kept noticing this older bloke at the table behind staring at us, but it wasn't just staring. He had this creepy sly smile on his face the whole time. So he's staring and he has this a sly smile on his face the whole time. There wasn't a TV behind us, nor the presenter for the night. What? I don't know. I made awkward eye contact with him a few times, but he would continue staring. At one point, I looked over at him because I could feel him staring at me. I just held eye contact with him until he went high. I proceeded to give him a filthy look and shake my head. One of my girlfriends mentioned that he stared directly at her and then looked down and was staring at her breasts. As time went on, I noticed him still staring at all of us girls with this creepy, bloody smile on his face. See, there you go. Bloody. I looked over at him and he wouldn't break eye contact. I had enough of it, and we were feeling incredibly uncomfortable because we could feel his eyes on us the whole time. I yelled at him, "Do you have a staring problem?" He got all flustered and said no, and then looked away. He stayed for about 5 minutes after that and went to the outdoor area of the pub. We had seen him a couple of times after, but he refused to look our way. Am I the asshole? No. I mean, I don't know. No, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Do you have a staring problem? I mean, that's kind of lame, but no. I mean, standing up sounds like that would make anybody feel uncomfortable if somebody's sitting there staring at you. And the fact that you did something about it, I don't think that makes you the asshole. I think that's perfectly reasonable. But I will say, I mean, he might have been. I see people zone out all the time. Like, sometimes I walk through the break room at work. There's people just sitting in there just like with their mouth hanging open. They're not looking at their phone or anything. They're just like staring straight ahead. They're like in some kind of zone. They are zoned out, baby. And if you were sitting on the other side and they were like, you'd look over at this guy or somebody and it'd be like, what's he staring at? He's not staring at anything. He's zoned out, baby. I don't know why I keep saying he's zoned. He's in some kind of he's in another realm. Guy's entered a different realm. He's not even in this room. I'm not saying this guy was like that. I don't know. It's a possibility though. Or he might have just been some old pervert. Probably more. It's probably more likely that he's just some old pervert. But there's I'd say a 25% chance this guy was like completely zoned out. And maybe it had nothing to do with him. But I have no issue with it. I have no issue with you saying something to the old guy. This guy in his 50s, this old man, who's 10 years younger than me. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. You are not the asshole. All right, that's my proclamation. Let's see. Next one. My mom's boyfriend has been using my toothbrush. What the? My mom's boyfriend has been using my toothbrush. How do I know this? It's lying out on the sink. Nasty as hell. As a person who doesn't like their toothbrush touching anything, the worst part is this is the second of my toothbrushes he's done this with. The first time, okay, whatever. He can have that toothbrush from now on. But I bought this one specifically because it had the soft bristles for my gums. The hell? And lo and behold, it's lying out on the dirty sink. It's lying out in the dirty sink. I told my mom to tell him because if I tell him, I'm causing a problem. But she was just like, "Oh, he must think it's his. Wash it under the hot water." Maybe I'm underreacting, but I didn't say anything the first time, and now my toothbrushes are just being used without care. Even if those two toothbrushes had similar collars, they were obviously not the same. I just feel a little disrespected that he goes to grab a toothbrush and doesn't check if it's the one he always uses. So I think I'm going to leave this note where it's lying on the sink. It says, "This is my toothbrush. It's okay, you can have it. But it's the second of my toothbrushes that I found on the sink. Should a third toothbrush be victimized, I will take them and they will live in my room." Ooh, that's wow. I think it's reasonable. He can have that fine bristled toothbrush. What the hell? What's this like? Anyway, he can have this fine bristled toothbrush, but if another toothbrush is taken, I will take them all, and he can bring his own. Would that make me an asshole? I deal with a lot of mild infuriations from him, but this is one I can't just ignore. What the? First of all, no, it's disgusting. People can't just be using toothbrushes interchangeably. That is horrendously gross. No way. I mean, that can't stand. But what's all this obsession with the fine bristles and the what the hell? I don't understand any of that. And this note that you're gonna, I just tell the guy, leave your booger hooks off my toothbrush, or just keep it in your room. You don't need to make an announcement about it. If you're worried about it, which I would be too, I think that's totally reasonable. I'm not. That's disgusting. That's horrendous. I'm not having some old boyfriend or somebody else using my toothbrush. That's gross. No way. Just get one of those, those travel holders. I know it's a pain in the ass, but at least you'd have the peace of mind that somebody else isn't using your toothbrush. Foul. Get one of those. Go to the drugstore or Walmart or whatever. Get you one of those travel holders and put your toothbrush in there. Take it in your room, and then you always know it's yours. You don't need to make. I don't know. It's disgusting, and I don't have any problem with you saying something to him about it. But it sounds like you don't want to do that. You want to leave some kind of stupid note, like you're making some kind of should a third toothbrush be victimized, I will take them, and they will live in my room. Like, what the hell's that? That's just do it. Take care of it. Just take care of it and quit being so dramatic. Everybody's dramatic, overly dramatic. Just take it. Just tell the guy off. Say, leave your booger hooks off my toothbrush. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Don't touch my toothbrush, Or if you don't want to do that, then get a toothbrush holder and remove it. God, write notes and leave notes and, talk about the soft bristles and all this stuff. Everybody's insane. The whole world's insane. I don't understand it. Like, both people, I mean, the guy that's using somebody else's random toothbrush, that's foul. I wouldn't do that. God. And the person that's being, the person that's getting the toothbrush used, that's gross. So you got to put it into it. And I've laid out 2 ways. Take one of them. Stop writing notes. Just take care of it. Quit bitching. God. Just do it. You don't need to write notes and make a threat. They will live in my room. Oh, my God. Whoo. Okay. Is that enough? I got a whole bunch more. Is that enough? I think that's enough. We're at the end of this thing. I got too much. I gotta get ready for work and ready for this trip. There needs to be a day of buffer. Why is there no day? The day of buffer has been removed. It's throwing my life into turmoil. Anyway, if you have anything you want to talk to me about, if you have any reactions to my reactions to the Am I the Asshole? There's a whole bunch more I didn't even read. That's fun. I mean, a lot of them are terrible. A lot of them are just lame. But some of those questions over there are funny and ridiculous. If you want to check that out, subreddit, Am I the Asshole? It's fun. If you want to call and talk to me about any of that stuff, feel free to do it round the clock. The number, 570-290-8151. And if you want to get 2 episodes a week instead of a measly 1, that's also set up. We got it all set up for you. The infrastructure is there. That's over at patreon.com. It's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. It helps me out a great deal, and it's only $4. You won't even notice it. Let's be honest. Nobody's going to notice $4. And in return, you'll get an extra episode every week. Every time I post an episode to the main network, a few days later, there's a bonus episode for patrons only, full length, just like the regular episodes, and they're just for patrons. So it's a value added. It's a thank you, and there's hundreds of them in there that you can access as soon as you sign up. So you can do that today at patreon.com/JeffK. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. And that's it. We're at the end of this thing. I'll be back, Thursday, I think. I'll be back Thursday, and I'll do a Patreon episode when I get back. Too much. Buffer's gone. Maxed out. So until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, I hope you guys have yourselves a fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Like every single person that you described in this thing is a performative nerd.